Mirasee. There was once an aging farmer who lay upon his deathbed worrying about the fate of his lazy sons. Near his final hour, an inspiration came to him. He called his sons around his bedside and bade them to draw in close. "I am soon to leave this world, my sons," he whispered. "I want you to know that I have left a treasure of gold for you. I have hidden it in my field. Dig carefully and well, and you shall find it. I ask only that you share it amongst yourselves evenly." The sons begged him to tell them exactly where he had buried it, but the father breathed his last breath and spoke no more. Hi, I'm Lisa Bloom, the Story Coach, and you're listening to Once Upon a Business. In each episode, we'll explore a story, a fairy tale, folk tale, or traditional story, so that we can discover the amazing lessons relevant for business and for entrepreneurs. As soon as the farmer was gone, the sons took up their pitchforks and shovels and began to turn over the soil in their father's field. They dug and dug until they had turned over the whole field twice. They found no treasure. But they decided that since the field was so well dug up, they might as well plant some grain, as their father had done. The crop grew well for them. After the harvest, they decided to dig again in hopes of finding their buried treasure. Again, they found not a treasure, but a field prepared for sowing. This year's crop was better than the one before. This went on for a number of years until the sons had grown accustomed to the cycles of the seasons and the rewards of daily labor. By that time, their farming had earned each of them enough to live a happy life. It was then that they realized the treasure their father had left for them. This is a story from the Sufi tradition. Sufism is the mystical Islamic belief and practice of finding the truth of divine love and knowledge through direct personal experience of God. Sufis seek inner purity and emphasize leading a simple life. So it's perfect that this story is about leading a simple life of devotion to the land, hard work, and the treasures that lie within. It's also a great teaching story for business owners and entrepreneurs. When you think of all those get-rich-quick videos and overnight success courses, so many seem to be looking for a fast track to success, the pot of gold that they just need to dig up, and that's it, they have it all. Yet we know that becoming a successful business owner doesn't happen overnight, and it's far from a one-time effort. Instead, it really is, like in the story, a process, starting with preparing the ground thoroughly. Then we must plant the seeds of our business and tend to it season after season. It takes time and effort, sometimes really hard, back-breaking work, so that we can begin to see the spoils of it all. And like in the story, we will find treasure if we do the work over time, plant the right seeds, and tend to our businesses consistently and with care. I love the wisdom of the father in this story. He knows his sons well. He knows that he really needs to trick them so that over time they understand what the true treasure is, the potential of this land. It reminds me of great mentors and coaches who can see the potential in their clients, often far more than the clients can see in themselves. I remember one of my very first coaches when I was starting my business. She told me that if I wanted to build an audience, I would need to write a story every week, not just once a month as I was doing at that time, so that I could connect and really speak through story about the work I was offering. I didn't think I would be able to find enough stories. I joked with her that my life wasn't that interesting that I could find a story every week. I always remember she just said, "Oh, I trust you, Lisa. I know you'll find the stories." I made the commitment and I blogged consistently once a week for the next more than 10 years. I believe that the seeds I planted through that blog and as a result the following I created were what led me to find the true treasure in my business. This was the treasure that created the connections and opportunities for speaking and collaborating that helped me expand my business enormously. It was the treasure that attracted followers and clients that enabled me to continue to grow the business. Wouldn't it be wonderful if every business owner or aspiring entrepreneur had this kind of mentor or coach, or like the father in the story, the person who would guide them to simply do the work, who would help them understand that consistent effort and someone who can guide them and believe in them is what it often takes to find their treasure. I'm Lisa Bloom, and you've been listening to Once Upon a Business. You can find out more about me at story-coach.com. That's story-coach.com. Once Upon a Business is part of the Mirasee FM podcast network, which also includes such shows as Just Between Coaches and Course Lab. This episode of Once Upon a Business was produced by Cynthia Lamb. Jeff Govertson and Melissa Deal assembled the episode. Danny Inney is our executive producer. Post-production was by Post Office Sound. To catch the episodes that are coming up on Once Upon a Business, please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening right now. And if you like the show, please leave us a starred review. It really does help out. Thank you. We'll see you next time.